So did everybody get some ideas together and possibly a mock-up done?
Yes, but you guys aren't allowed to laugh at my mock-up tries.
No, that's
Bad.
fine.
This is going to be fun.
Yeah, so I've got an idea that I'm pretty excited about and that I've been workshopping for the last like hour or so. I'm still working on a mock-up, and I was just telling Cheryl that like I've got an idea for a pretty like rudimentary like drawing for something. I don't have anything yet, but
That was an amazing drawing.
thank you. Yeah, this is my I've worked really hard on it. Don't laugh.
Nice.
So,
But
cool.
all right.
So do I put my mock-ups on the doc, or do I just share my screen so you guys can see it first? Well, I have two.
I don't
Whatever's
know.
more convenient for you. I'm fine either way.
Yeah, I mean, this is supposed to be just a really quick thing. So it said something about paste a picture of your ideas from the whiteboard here. So let's go ahead and throw out all of our ideas.
Okay.
I will load this whiteboard from Zoom and see what happens. New whiteboard. I have no
Yeah, I would
idea.
played around with Zoom enough to be able to help out here, unfortunately. Let's see.
I haven't played with this. I'm not going to.
Whiteboards new.
I'm not going to try this right now. Wait, meeting.
New.
Icebreaker
Open and
and team
collaborate.
builders. Oh gosh, you just did something. Oh, you actually did it on the Zoom meeting, huh?
I didn't. We can also just close this. I just saw
No,
that
this
was
is
an
fine.
option
Can
here.
we draw here? I want to
I
draw.
have no idea.
Oh, there we go. Alrighty. Undo. There we go. Okay. So you guys want to like I had mine typed into Google, so I can just put in where is text. Okay, so I can say that we need to
I suppose I could go ahead and just put my stuff also in this Google Doc here. Like that. Something kind of worked out. Week 7 and 8 info.
So yeah, because I think for the design journal we need to have all of our ideas together, and then we pick 3, and then we were supposed to mock up those 3.
Correct.
Drake is getting ready to join us.
Cool.
Oh, never mind, he found it. So he should be joining us shortly. So yeah, if everybody just wants to kind of get, or I mean, if you guys get them into the Google Docs, I think we can just copy paste that too. We don't really have to do this whiteboard thing.
That's also fine. I might play around with this whiteboard thing just as a place to potentially draw up a draw a mock-up for us for it.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hey.
So I wasn't going to disclose my mock-up in the Google Docs, so that's why I didn't have it in there.
Oh no, that's fine. I just threw it in there because I would surely forget if I did it any later than right now.
Drake, so before we disclose our mock-up idea, we're putting all of our ideas somewhere so we can have it for our design journal. because it wants a picture of your ideas from the whiteboard, but none of us have used the whiteboard, as you can see probably on the screen.
Alrighty.
That's what I was doing.
Yeah, I figured after the first couple of strokes, I figured that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So none of us have really used this. So figure we get all of our ideas down, and then we can go ahead and go on with our little speeches.
Sure.
All right.
Well, I threw mine in the Google Doc here. There we go. Thanks, Google.
Is this your mock-up idea, Rob?
That is, yeah. More or less.
Yeah, we don't have the same thing.
Okay, cool.
Mine is
That's fine.
mine is
I'm intrigued.
Oh, where's this Google Doc at?
It is
Is it-
week 7 and 8 info on Google Docs.
Okay. All right, found it.
I'm already about this.
I love like the names that guys give you. It gives you guys when you guys are typing. Like
I know, I do too.
Anonymous Chipmunk is Assy.
Oh, wow. I'm gonna take that personal.
It's better than Anonymous Sheep, which is Rob.
Bah, no.
What's mine say?
I think yours just says C. There's also an anonymous jackal, but I think that might be,
Boring.
I don't know if that's you or if that's Drake.
Oh yeah, I see an anonymous jackal too. That must be me.
Perhaps.
Rob or Drake, are you in the Google Docs?
Yeah, I'm in it right now.
Oh, that must be him then.
Yeah.
It probably doesn't show it on me because it's my own.
Yeah.
I don't see the jackal, so
It's up at the top, so
Yeah.
it's probably you.
yeah, it's probably me. So, all right.
So yeah, I would say instead of doing the whiteboard picture, we could I'll just snip this part and put it in there.
All right. So we're in week 7, correct?
Technically, yeah.
In a perfect
It
world.
says
Yeah.
But it says group week 9.
Yeah, don't ignore the weeks inside this Google Docs.
Time is a mercurial concept in this class, I think.
Yeah. That's why it's been so confusing on what we need to do. And I just happened to be going through the journal and found this. This would have been nice like 2 weeks ago. But we'll get it figured out.
all righty. Let me try to think up something. Yeah, we're dealing with a model change right now, so been a little busy at work. I worked 15 hours yesterday, so
Gross. Have you considered not?
Yeah. We actually have a model change going on next week.
yeah,
Gross.
you'd think just putting a turbo into a Highlander, it wouldn't be that bad, but
Dude, our turbo upgrade took forever to do.
well, it's not they've already built the vehicles, but like assembly wants to change the production wants to change everything around on us, and we have like 800 things to do on Friday. They're going to stop the line for 6 hours, and we have to get everything done.
No, good luck. I mean, I work at Subaru. I know exactly what you're going through.
painful.
So I'm part of the quality department. I'm just like, yeah, Drake, when it comes to this, think outside the box.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do here real quick.
All you got to worry about is the problem is the aging mass transportation infrastructure system. How are we going to solve that?
Trying to stick away from your guys' ideas.
Pretty much everything that we've talked about and discussed before this meeting is non-existent.
It was a primer. It was to get the juices going. Apparently.
It was used to make us think of something better.
Exactly.
Oh,
that's right.
yesterday's meeting, you said?
Well, no,
And,
just
and the
just
last
this-
couple of weeks of
yeah,
class.
just this whole, we figured out, I found this in the design journal and I'm like, where has this been and do we need to do it? And then I was reading this week's assignment. It said something about we need to take stuff from our ideation. And I'm like, we've never done an ideation. Where is this? And I found this and I was like, oh. Okay. It's just been kind of confusing because things are just have been out of order.
Yeah.
The numbers of the weeks are different on the journal and
Yeah. If you guys want to start like just like talking about your guys's or whatever, I can I'll be able to get this down if you guys want to go.
all right, who wants to go first?
Go first.
All right, send it.
Okay, before she starts, do we need to, you guys scroll down on the Google Docs, there is feedback, insights from peers and instructor. Do you think that we need to fill this out too on this?
Ooh.
Feedback.
Because I can copy paste an extra thing up here.
Is that still in week whatever? Oh, it's in week 10.
Should be there.
All right.
So like this will be,
See, I guess,
You fill it out after tomorrow's meeting, right?
yeah, that was my question because it says
Oh.
for another group. I think we're presumptively one group, correct?
okay.
So are we fill? I think that we're, or are you just wanting to like for our own potential information and data?
Well, it says create 3 mock-up ideas. Mock-ups are very quick representations.
Uh-huh.
And then it says so do we not need to do, okay, I'm gonna delete that then. Because it really doesn't say to do our 3 mock-ups to our group.
No, I think that we are, as of right now, trying to whittle down our ideas and refine them a little bit to see what we are going to present, what 3 ideas we are going to present to the other group tomorrow.
Okay.
If I'm understanding last night and tonight's meeting correctly.
Okay, so then we're pretty much just doing this to say that we've come up with our own ideas and this is what the one that we like the best of our own idea.
Sure. Or are we presenting just one idea to the
No,
group
we're
tomorrow,
presenting
or
3.
3. Okay, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's why I said if we all had one and we could present 4 of them to each other and then pick 3,
Sure.
because then so yeah, it really doesn't say to do it to each other, does it? It just says to pick 3 ideas and then we would to mock them up.
Yeah.
So I mean, technically, I guess we don't have to show our mock-ups right now, but we could add, I mean, we could change some things. I mean, I already have something that I know that I want to change on mine,
Okay.
but
I mean, and that's fine. I was kind of coming in with the idea of us basically like passing our ideas around and kind of refining them a little bit tonight, and maybe doing some yes anding to see where we might go with this or with each of our ideas.
okay, so do you guys want to do our mock-ups or you guys just want to talk about them?
I say let's talk about them first, and then we could potentially, if we've got mock-ups, show them afterwards, or
My mock-ups.
or workshop them.
So what was like our problem statement again?
So
Problem
our
is
problem,
the aging mass transportation infrastructure system.
yeah.
Yeah, we're pretty much just talking about, we know there's a problem with the infrastructure system, so then we're
Right.
trying to solve it. So
So
the entire thing about the cable car system is out the window. We're pretty much going from scratch on the solution.
Okay. So and then I know you still have to talk about it, but the smart infrastructure,
Mhm.
what does that just the apps and widgets and public
so
display
I
screen?
will I can get into that here whenever I explain mine. But that was just my idea of like a way for us to come in and tackle this. Like if we're improving and bringing our infrastructure, if we're repairing and improving our infrastructure, we might as well bring it up to the 21st century. But I can get into that.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, if you
near
guys
the
want to
end.
get started, ask, you can go ahead.
Okay, so the thing I could come up with was a motorcycle with multiple seats. So it's gonna be like a car seat, 6 car seats behind a motorcycle with that metal piece linking them together. So the motorcycle's just gonna hold the seats. And the seats come with seat belts. But that didn't really sound too safe. So then what about trucks with multiple seats? So it's gonna be like a flatbed tow truck with the seats on the empty space with seat belts again. So do I put the mock-ups on the dock?
We will eventually. There's a thing down where it says, it's like a table that says mock-up 1, 2, and 3, and it says insert picture. And then your pitch outline. That will have to be in our design journal, so I think that needs to be done.
Okay.
So, yeah, just whenever
I
we
put it in.
yeah. I would just insert a picture. So a little criticism on the multiple seat motorcycle. I mean, I kind of like it. I'm kind of picturing like a caterpillar.
So the first thing that came to my mind was like a tuk-tuk. Are you guys familiar with tuk-tuks?
No.
Oh,
They're if you've ever seen like any Indiana Jones movie or movies from like Bollywood or Turkey or the Middle East, tuk-tuks are really popular. Let me see if I can. If you just type it into Google, actually.
Okay, well, first question, how do you
TUK.
spell tuk?
TUK. TUK. I think they're also called rickshaws, or like an auto rickshaw.
Oh, those things? Yeah.
Yeah. yeah, it's a scooter with that. So like I was imagining like a more refined or like another style of that,
Yeah, but
possibly like with a more seating and stuff.
with her, like these will take some time to get into. I think like with her idea, you could almost like have
You just
yourself,
jump in it like
yeah,
the
have
car
yourself
seat,
like
like a
have yourself
replica.
strapped to a unicycle already, and then the motorcycle
Okay,
driving by, and you kind of just clip on, and it kind of like.
all
Yes.
right.
What's the point?
I really like
So
that.
So I mean, for speed on accessibility, that would be better than a tuk-tuk, I think. I think a tuk-tuk would have to stop and you'd have
Yeah.
to walk around to an empty seat. For her idea, you could just kind of whichever
Like
side
pod
you're
in and
on.
out.
Yeah, whichever
Yeah.
side you're on, you can get on.
I
And
think that's
you
very
Oh.
interesting.
and you could add more seats. I mean, she said 6, but it could be potentially, it mean, it have to have a bigger engine to hold more seats, but I mean,
I think that it's very interesting.
it has some potential. It's got a lot of things you could change about it to make it more unique.
I mean,
I think innovative is the word he wants, is innovative.
I think it's an interesting, like innovative concept. I like that. I'm gonna have to think on that a little bit more. I don't know if I have any more good criticism on that right now, but I do like the concept.
Gil.
It's interesting.
What do you guys think about the truck one? No?
The truck one, I don't think would be very economical.
Or even if it was, I think one of the concerns that I would have is that even with a seatbelt, right? If you were in an exposed area like a bed of a truck or something like that, seatbelt's only going to help so much in an accident, and you're
Yeah.
exposed to a lot of like potential hazards being outside of a frame of the vehicle. So if like the vehicle got hit in the rear or like on the sides in the rear, or if the vehicle was to flip for whatever reason, the last place that you would, I would rather be ejected, I think, from the bed of a truck than be seat belted to a seat getting, flipped over.
Yeah, makes sense.
I could see where that might be a problem. Yeah, I think that would be my biggest criticism, is potentially like the safety factor there. In terms of joyriding, though, I'm sure it's preem. Like,
Yeah, no, the only thing that, because it says you need to develop a short pitch, and it says how closely they align with your constraints and criteria. I know that part of the constraints was weather. And I think both of those weather will have a big impact on both of them. Because trust me, I rode my motorcycle home from work today in the rain.
Oh,
And it's not very fun. And it's I mean, I have gear for it. It's just cold. But it wasn't supposed to rain till 6, and it started raining at 1:30. So yeah, I wasn't very happy. But so yeah, the weather might be a constraint. And so it might only be able to be used during certain times of the year or in certain parts of the country. But I can tell your mock-up is going to be easy. You just get one of those kid caterpillars.
yeah,
And you know what I'm talking about? Those big toys that you can bring together.
yeah.
And there's your mock-up. You just put tires on it. But okay, yeah, that's a pretty interesting idea.
I like it. Who wants to go next?
So do I show you guys the mock-ups now or
You
later?
can if you
Sure.
want.
Yeah, I
Show
think
us
this is a
now.
good.
Just on a doc. That's the only way.
And I want to go next, Rob.
Okay, that's fine.
Gotta get some pictures ready. We got 10 minutes until this video ends. We can start another one.
I just use the same seats. It's hard at those.
So yeah, kind of going along with the tuk-tuk thing, the double seats next to each other. I think it'll be better if they were single file.
I kind
But that
of
would
agree
be-
with you.
Yeah, I think they'd be better if they were single file. But
Well, so
Kind of though.
sorry, I guess single file, you mean like individually? Because I guess I misinterpreted. I do kind of like them where you could hop in and out on either side of the motorcycle. I think the big concern that I might have with that could potentially be balancing issues. But you could also have like it's not far-fetched to have like counterbalance measures and something like that. I think at least.
and trust me, as a motorcycle rider, another constraint for this idea would be people that are not experienced motorcycle riders. They could cause you to topple over because
By
they're
leaning.
moving around all the time, and you just can't do that on a motorcycle. So
Well, so my next question would be, are you still wanting to stick primarily with a like a motorcycle frame, like a two-wheel frame? Because if that is the case, then yeah, that is definitely a concern.
or go
But
with
if you were to
trike.
go, but if you were to go with like a trike frame or something like that, I know that is kind of going back to the tuk-tuk a little bit, but having the two wheels in the back does really help offset with some of the balancing issues.
Yeah, that would.
No. Well, I can change it to that. Because I really, it's not really difficult to change it into tri-wheels.
I mean, if you kept it with the two-wheel motorcycle and then had the double seats next to each other, then you would have you would have to have a wheel on the outside of each seat. So I mean, that would help with stability too. You wouldn't
Yeah.
be able to
You
have
could-
one seat, I think, or one wheel.
I mean, under the seats, in theory, you could have like a training wheel, like just a single wheel underneath the seat.
Our wheels under, I just couldn't. I didn't know how to put them on there, but
That sounds terrifying.
I mean,
That sounds terrifying.
a little bit, but like,
It's a lot of trust.
That's a big seat for a little tiny training wheel underneath it.
I mean, all right, so like feasibly, you're not just putting like literally a training wheel underneath it, but like in theory, you could put like a slightly smaller like wheel that is going to probably either be linked up to the like the actual motor and drivetrain, or you can just have it be independent and literally just have it being there as a stabilizing factor. And if you just put it underneath the middle of the seat, then like you're putting down pressure on top of the bike, on top of the seat, which then puts pressure down on the wheel. The wheel then presses against the ground, and that's going to create balancing effect. It's going to like create resistance so that you're not going to topple over like just by leaning over a little bit. You've got a stabilizing force underneath you.
yeah.
If that makes sense. It's basically like riding on a unicycle. Like right there, like I know that makes it sound sketchier again,
I
but
know who
like,
here has rode a unicycle.
uh, I've attempted a couple of times. Would never say that I've gotten to the riding portion of it.
It's
The
interesting.
concept-
I mean, it could be worked into something.
I'm just spitballing ideas here.
Yeah.
'Cause I feel like this is like I said, kind of like the workshopping phase of this.
Okay, I'll try to get mine done. We have 4.5 minutes until this video will end.
All right, send it.
Okay, so I have a couple pictures to show you. This is just kind of a setup. Okay, does anybody know what this is?
That is a
Oh.
coronavirus.
That's a coronavirus. What does a coronavirus? This is what I couldn't find earlier. Does anybody know?
Okay.
Does anybody know what these two things have in common?
Viruses?
Coronavirus caused a lot more people to work at home with their laptops, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, next picture is, I just kind of put this one there for fun. Does anybody know what this is from?
Is that
Oh,
the
man. Oh, that's is that the Fifth Element?
Yes, it's Corbin's
Yes.
Oh my
apartment.
god.
It's Corbin's apartment.
Yeah.
Okay, so you take that along with, has anybody seen this movie?
Yes.
Passengers. You see that
ha-
behind them?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's their food generator.
Okay.
Okay, so my idea is to make a society where you don't need mass transit because people are working at home. During COVID, I saw an article where it said 64% of people worked at home during COVID. So if you take those 64 people, and I'm sure more people could work at home if society allowed it. So you say you take 65% of people to work at home. You put these food generators to where you don't need to take the train to work or to the grocery store. There's the problem. Problem's fixed.
I have one.
So
Go ahead, Rob.
no, by all means.
How did the Fifth Element?
He had
Cool.
something like that in his apartment, I think, if I remember correctly.
I think he had a fridge and also a cigarette vending machine.
Yeah, you can see in some of the pictures I
And
found, you could see it said,
Also a drive-by noodle boat that was flying. Yes.
that's the vending machine. It said something like today is the day to quit or something.
Yep. That's the cigarette vending machine.
Yeah.
Mostly because
to quit
you
is my
should-
goal. I thought he had something like that in it. I also had a Star Trek one, but it was a food synthesizer and it didn't get very good reviews.
Sure.
So but so here is my prototype. I had to put laptop on it because I couldn't find it. It's usually right here and it's not. So my laptop is literally just like, so it's got bent. So it's not very good now. But this is the buttons where you can pick what you want. But I read that they've actually tried doing something like this, of course, and hasn't been very successful naturally. But so then my alternative to it would be, they said they've kind of tried doing like almost like K-cups with food. Dehydrated food in a K-cup, and then you put water into the K-cup and it makes a meal.
Sure.
So I think that would be like the alternative instead of just trying to make a food generator.
So there's a lot that I love.
Yeah, I know.
All right. So there's a lot that I love about that. Firstly, I think that coming at this from a like trying to tackle it from like a societal systemic approach, I think is novel, and I do really like that angle on it. I think that you are certainly right that we could probably learn a lot from the amount of working at home that we were able to get done during the coronavirus, and additionally, what might be required of people who work, or what should be required of people who work for a living, and how our society has kind of geared us towards